It's now time for our daily arts and culture segment, and we're going to be talking about opera. Now, when we say opera, we think of Italian operas, German operas, something European, not Korean about it. But today, we're going to be talking about homegrown operas right here in Korea. And of course, our Yim Yoonhee joins me live in the studio. Good afternoon to you.
Good afternoon.
So this Korean opera is called Soulmate, is it? And this will be staged this weekend.
Exactly. So this opera is part of the Korean Opera Festival, which is being held at the Seoul Arts Center by the Korea National Opera. And now so far for this festival, they've shown some very popular European operas as well as foreign operas, such as Puccini's Madame Butterfly and Salome. But to close the festival, they've chosen an original Korean opera that has gained world recognition. So now let's take a look.
After almost a month of performances, the Korea National Opera wraps up this year's opera festival with an original Korean opera. Soulmate is a comic opera that brings centuries of Korean traditions to the stage while adapting to suit the modern audience.
We use traditional Korean ballads as well as traditional music to make fun scenes that share the stories of the characters. There's a mix of tension and relaxation that can be heard in our voices when we sing like this.
In 2006, Soulmate made a debut at the Frankfurt Opera House in Germany and was praised for its integrity in portraying Korean traditions while learning to utilize the techniques of European operas. A few months later, the performance was brought by the Korea National Opera to the Seoul Arts Center. And 8 years down the line, the performance is once again being staged. The opera is performed in Korean, and the musicality of the piece successfully weaves together a story of one couple's traditional Korean wedding ceremony and the many customs and traditions that go along with it, all while creating opportunities for a couple laughs in the process.
Contrary to the previous versions, this time the tragic scenes of the opera was reduced. And we expanded on events like the wedding ceremony and having a baby in order to create more chances for comedic scenes.
It's an opera of a much lighter nature that people from all backgrounds can relate to. An opera that brings lyrical voices to the stage. Voices that sing the story of weddings and of families, and in the end, of happily ever afters.
You know, Yoonhee, I don't think I have seen many of these operas with such an upbeat tone to it. I mean, many of the operas that we're familiar with, they're rather tragic or a little bit heavy on the content side.
I think to go for the dramatic factor, many of the performances do, contain this very dark, sort of depressing theme sometimes, such as Madame Butterfly. They showed it has a very tragic suicide at the end. Samson and Delilah, they showed it has a horrible betrayal. So some pretty sad scenes. But, for this performance, they really wanted to change things around, be a little bit different. So the writer actually said that she wanted to create a performance, an opera, where people were able to see the lives around them and appreciate them through a performance like this opera.
Right. I mean, I think it's sometimes, and most of the time, arts and culture, it really provides a therapeutic counseling kind of an effect for us human beings. And sometimes you can watch an opera like this and take a breather and, think again and really relax and let go of whatever the burdens, the emotional burdens that you have. And I think I actually heard the director saying that he actually would like for the Korean people to heal through his performance following the tragic Seoul accident and, of course, a string of accidents that followed afterwards.
So Korea has really been under a pretty big burden lately, very pretty down in terms of the emotions. But so this particular performance, the director said he started way before the accidents, the slew of accidents that we've seen. However, in light of the accident, he said that this is an opportunity he feels for people to really come together and to really heal. Now he said that there was I don't know if you've noticed, but there was a kind of a drop-off in the arts and culture after the accidents, right? So the performances, many of them were canceled, many of the shows, the festivals were canceled, and so it was unfortunate. But, you know, this kind of performance, a little bit happy, upbeat, is not too strong. It's a perfect way for people to come together, but most of all, it sends a message to the audience that they really need to take a step back and appreciate the lives around them.
Right. Perhaps it's time for us to not forget those victims from the disaster, but remember them, but still move on with our lives and make the most out of it. All right, Yoonhee, thank you so much for this report. And this runs until Saturday night, I believe?
Sunday night.
Sunday night,
Through
all
this
right.
weekend, yes.
Right. So we will have the weekend to check it out. Thank you.
My pleasure.